Okay, hello everyone. So this is my presentation for my research project, and my topic was face scratching behavior of eastern lowland gorillas. So I just focused on how the gorillas scratch and how often they scratch their faces as compared to the other body parts. Okay, so let me just quickly give you some background information. So as I mentioned earlier, that my project focused on the face scratching behavior of these gorillas, and particularly these gorillas were from the forest of Democratic Republic of Congo in Africa. So this is a country in Africa where these gorillas are found. And so I just want to mention that there are like two kinds of gorillas. So one are Western gorillas and one are Eastern gorillas. And for my project, I focused on the Eastern gorillas, and their scientific name is given here, which is Gorilla bringai. So this is the particular one for Eastern gorillas. For Western, their scientific name is Gorilla. Okay, so scratching. So as we know that animal behavior, studying animal behavior helps us to identify if there are any problems the animal is going through, or if their environmental conditions are changing, or if there is anything which is troubling the animals or benefiting the animal. So scratching animal behavior is really helpful. And then I focused on scratching, which is a behavior seen in many animals. And this scratching behavior, this can help us to identify if there are any allergies the animal is going through, or if they have any pests on their body, or if they have any underlying diseases or anything like that. So scratching is, I feel like scratching is a really important behavior to study, and it can help to release it can help to figure out the health of the animal and to help them if there's something troubling them. And then also, so at the same time, scratching can also be just for grooming purposes or just habitual. So it can also be just that this animal is just scratching out of a habit or just for grooming, so it's nothing to worry about. So it can be anything, but it is something to observe. Okay, and then my next slide. So this is my hypothesis. So my hypothesis was, if the gorilla scratches its face more, then there will be more counts of face scratching in the data. Yeah, so this means that if there will be more face scratching, if they face scratch their face more, then there will be more counts of scratching on the face. And then I came up with this hypothesis because during my preliminary observation, I observed that gorillas scratch their face way more often than other body parts. So when I was recording my data, I saw that face scratching was more than other body parts. So I thought it's really interesting to see this. That why, like I cannot say why, but we can at least come up with if this is true. So next slide. So for now, I will tell you the methods and how I conducted my experiment. So since, as I mentioned earlier, my gorillas were from the Republic of Congo in Africa, so I didn't visit it there. I just used the live cams. So I observed the live cams, as you can see. So I just made all my observations through these live cams. I did 1 hour observations. I did actually 6 1 hour observations because I was doing live cams. So I thought that 4 will not be enough. So I did 6. And then I recorded the data in tally tables. I'll show you in the next slide how particularly I did that. And then the third thing was a detailed observation. So as I think we all did, so I recorded every behavior of my animal. So while I was counting the scratches, I was noting that data. I was also making all the observations, and before doing my each observation, I clearly mentioned the weather and other physical conditions, because actually at the end, weather came out to be a factor which affected scratching. So I will explain that in my results and discussion. But so this detailed observation actually really helped me with my experiment and get most from it. So next slide. Yes, so this is my tally table, as you can see. So I just made five five rows. So I mentioned as head, abdomen, arm, back, and leg. And so every time the gorilla scratched any of its body part, like any head area or abdomen area, head which I mentioned as face, so I would just draw a tally mark. And actually this was really convenient because there wasn't any, I didn't find any other method to just to record the scratching and then also do my observation at the same time. So this was very easy. So I made the tables, I pre-made all the tables, and then when I was observing, I just draw the tally marks. So which helped me to really gather all my data easily. Okay, so the next one, so here we have a graph which shows the relationship between the scratching on different body parts versus the number of scratches. And so we can see that as you can see from the graph actually, so there are more number of face scratches as compared to other body parts. So my x-axis here reflects the body parts, and then my y-axis shows the number of scratches. And it's a bar graph because my x-axis has the qualitative data. And then as you can see, so there are 42 scratches on face, and then just 37 scratches on other body parts. And then these other body parts included the abdomen, arms, back, and leg. So that all together, and then just the face. Okay. And then, so from this data, what I can discuss, what I inferred, I'm sorry, is that so gorillas, yes, do scratch their face more often, but mostly when I was doing my observation, I saw that this scratches is mostly habitual or for grooming, because these scratches were very less rigorous, but they were like very gentle as we scratch our face just like out of habit, and there wasn't like too rigorous as they were on the arms or legs. Also, like as we know that gorillas have like a lot of hair on their body, right? But not much on their face. But the most of the scratches were on the face, just like near the eye area or near the cheeks. So it looked like it's more of habitual or for grooming than other reasons. But for to find out the real reasons, we have to conduct another experiment which will focus on the reasons. But for this one, we just came up that yes, they do scratch um, more on their face than the other body parts. What I observed. Okay, and then so there is another graph. So this shows the effect of weather on scratching. So this is a pie chart, and then it shows the distribution of scratches on different days and weather conditions. So as you can clearly see, so I got like 41 scratches on a sunny day, whereas just 15 scratches on a rainy day, and just 23 scratches on a cloudy day. So it seemed that yes, weather looks like to be a factor affecting scratching, because there is like we can see a pattern. So from sunny to rainy, as the weather gets cooler, the scratching actually decreased. So there can be any reasons behind that. So what I can discuss from that is that, so first of all, as we noticed that more scratches were on a sunny day and the least were on rainy day. And I think it maybe it there can be various reasons, but maybe it's because the gorillas feel cooler on a rainy day, and maybe that cooler thing helped them to have less scratches, um, or maybe during the sun, so they get more heat up, right? They get more warmer, and like their fur get warmer, not their endothermic, but their fur usually gets warmer. So maybe there's some pest on their other body parts. There can be many reasons, but we cannot go into detail of reasons. But this is like we can say that yes, weather looks like to be a factor in scratching. And then there was one more factor which I observed actually, and my observations like highlighted this factor. That was the activity. So this graph, this is again a bar graph, and it shows the relation between the activity and scratching. So what I saw, so first of all in this graph, the x-axis showed the type of activity, and the y-axis shows the number of scratches. And as we can see that whenever the animal was eating, I got way less number of scratches than other activities, like when the animal was just sitting around or just laying down or just like moving. So when they were eating, it's very less scratches. So this is one of the like a pattern or data which I saw. And then what I can discuss from here is that so first of all, we know that they have like less number of scratches while eating. So maybe it's because that when an animal eats, like their whole attention is on eating and getting food. So they just like forget about scratching and all that. So maybe that can be a reason. And then that was all my results and discussions. So if I can improve anything in my experiment, so first of all, I would like to, like, next time if I have to do this experiment, I would like to watch the animals actually rather than using live cams, because on live cams we cannot control them. So sometimes when the animal moves, the camera is still over there, so I cannot see what the animal did. So which causes fluctuations in the data. And also I would track the observation animals, because on the live cams we cannot always figure out if this is the same animal which we were observing earlier, so which can also change our data. So these are two things which I would like to improve. And then my conclusion. So my conclusion is that my experiment supported my hypothesis, and I got more number of face scratches than other body parts. So yes, so I can, so my data support that yes, there is a pattern that gorillas scratch their face more often than other body parts. Thank you so much. This was my presentation. If you have any questions, please ask me now and I will try to answer as best as I can. Thank you so much.